Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to talk Start Collecting Conquest Last Argument of Kings by Parabellum War Games, and today we're going to take a look at the Spires one-player starter set and how we can use this box set to start our Conquest Last Argument of Kings force. Now, you can grab this box set off the Parabellum website on their e-store, and if you do so, we do have an affiliate link which not only gets you 10% of a discount off all Parabellum stuff on the e-store, but also helps support the channel and keeps the channel producing more Conquest Last Argument of Kings content. That little discount code will be found in the description of the video for you. Now, with that said, we're going to talk about all the units that come inside the box set to begin with, then look at some other units we can pick up to expand upon with our army, and then finally give you a little sample 1,000 point army list to get your Conquest Last Argument of Kings journey on the road with the Spires. So let's talk about all the units in this box set to begin with, and we'll start with the character we have, and that is the High Clone Executor, who is a medium class infantry type character. Now, he's got some base core rules. He's got Cleave 1, and his Supremacy ability Coordinated Assault is really cool, where this round you resolve the top 3 cards of your command stack as one go. Draw 3 command cards, resolving actions of each regiment one by one before your opponent draws the next command card. These activations may not result in further drawing activations for your command stack. If the rules would normally allow you to do so, ignore that rule entirely. Pretty cool Supremacy ability, just allowing you to go 1, 2, 3. This can be a really devastating ability. He's got access to a bunch of different mutations, tactics, masteries, and all of that. He also has a good variety of different units. We have Bound Clones, Force-Grown Drones, and Vanguard Clones as mainstay units, and then Brute Drones, Desolation Drones, Marksman Clones, Pterophons, and Vanguard Clone Infiltrators as our restricted unit. So a very, very versatile character with a lot of different units available to him, which is really nice for a good starting character. Now, looking at the one jewel box we get in here, we get a box of Vanguard Clones of Vanguard Clone Infiltrators. Now, for me, I do probably recommend going the Vanguard Clones, but there are ways you can build this up and build your army out. Doing either one, you just need to sort of jostle around and maybe make your next picks of what you do and how you build some of your other units, building like 2 units of your Force-Grown Drones rather than one big block is probably what you're going to do if you want to take Infiltrators instead of Vanguard Clones. Now, the Vanguard Clones do have a volley, clash, attacks 2, resolve 3, defense 2. They've got shields, so in their front arc they are going to have a defense of 3, which is really nice. They can take Ward Preceptors and Assault Preceptors, which are going to either give them Fury X or Bastion X, depending on which one you take. You then have the option for the more expensive Vanguard Clone Infiltrators. They are a light class infantry unit. They've got barrels 2 at 18 inch, deadly shot, fluid formation, snapfire, and Vanguard. All of this is really cool, making them super fast to get on the table and lay down some shots on the table, which is really, really nice. A volley of 2s, nothing to write home about, but decent. Defense 1 is definitely a low part of the model, but this is a common thing with Spires. You can generally regenerate quite a few models across your army, so you do have a bit of low resolve and low defense. Now, the last unit we have is 24 Force-Grown Drones. You can either build these up as 2 separate units or as one singular unit. Force-Grown Drones are pretty much your basic sort of troop for the army. 90 points for 3 stands is really cool. They have shields and support 1s, so they're defensive 2 in their front arc, though they pretty much are 1s across the board, except for movement 5 and evasion 0. Everything else is a 1. Obviously, defense is 2, thanks to the shields in their front arc. They can have a command model called a Pheromonic Node, which gives them a bunch of different things. It counts as both a standard bearer and a leader, and also gives them the Unstoppable rule, where they can reroll failed charges. And on top of that, you can take a really cool upgrade called a Catabolic Node, and we'll talk about that in a little bit later. But with that said, that is everything you get in this Spires starter set, so let's look at some other things that we can get to add in addition to this box set to start building up our Spires force. And so we are going to take a look at some other units. We have Brute Drones. These are a restricted unit choice available to the High Clone Executor. They're pretty solid. They are a medium class brute unit, which is really nice, giving us something a bit heavy, get some impact hits out of them. They've got Oblivious Flurry, which is really nice, and Unstoppable. Flurry with 5 attacks, a clash of 2 only, but you're getting rerolls, so they can be pretty good. Remember, inspiring them can potentially give you the 1. Unstoppable is nice as well, which will allow them to reroll failed charges, and the Oblivious rule is really cool as well, where regiments with that special rule receive only 1 wound for every 2 failed morale checks, rounding fractions up. So pretty cool sort of stuff. They can survive a lot better, they're much harder to put down, and they do a decent bit of damage, especially on the charge. Now, looking at other characters we can bring in, I really dig the Biomancer. He is a light class infantry character, and he's got the cool special rule called Mend Flesh, where a character can use this action. Biomancers can select a friendly regiment with 8 inch of the character stand and heal 2 wounds to that regiment. They also have a draw event called Biotic Renewal, where they roll a d6 and they heal a number of wounds equal to the result, then roll a d6 for each other friendly unit within 18 inch of the character stand, and that regiment heals a number of wounds equal to half the result, rounding down. Pretty cool stuff. If a regiment does not have the infantry type, you reduce the healing value to d3 and halve that value, rounding up. This is pretty good at just bring out. He straight away can heal, 2 plus d6. Plus other units healing, and there's tons of different options with his biomancies and mutations and tactics and all that, where you can upgrade his healing potential more. I really do like him, and he's got some solid options. What's great is you have Force-Grown Drones in the starter box, and he has a mainstay unit of Force-Grown Drones. This is really why I suggest building the Vanguard Infiltrator, the Vanguard clones rather than the Vanguard Infiltrators, because Vanguard clones will then still give you a mainstay for your High Clone Executor. Now, he opens up some really interesting units, and I don't think any is more interesting than the Abomination. This is your big beastie for the Spires, which is really nice. The Abomination is a heavy class monster type unit. 10 attacks, 10 wounds, resolve 4, defense 3, clash 2, cleave 1, flurry, and terrifying 1, which is a cool rule where enemy regiments in contact with 1 or more stands with special rule suffer a -X penalty to their resolve. So he's not only going to negate your resolve if you're enemy, he's also going to get 10 attacks where he's re-rolling to hit and ignoring a point of defense as well with his cleave. Really, really solid monster, and he's pretty cheap at 135 points. The last thing I want to talk about, though, is the Catabolic Node. I really, really like this model. This is an upgrade model available for a few different units, but mostly for your Force-Grown Drones. And it's a cool, effectively a little explodey guy. The first time this regiment uses a clash action, you roll 2d6. The Catabolic Node inflicts that number of hits on one enemy regiment in contact with its regiment. It also inflicts a number of hits on its own regiment equal to the highest of the 2 dice. You then remove the Catabolic Node and replace it with a regular rank and flank model in the unit. Pretty cool to do some extra damage. There's some really cool abilities you can sort of chain this off with across the army. Not to mention, we talked about the Biomancer who does healing, so you can activate your Biomancer and get this. Imagine if you sort of set your stack up with your Hindclaw and Executor, you activate your Force-Grown Drones with the Catabolic Node in combat first, and then activate your Biomancer, who then can heal back the ones that have been blown up by your Catabolic Node. There's some really cool abilities you can play around with this in Spires. I really love the wombo combo sort of army that they are. They are an army that really likes to play combo games. If you like playing ability after ability after ability, Spires are so much for you. And so here we have our little sample army list for you of the Spires. We managed to go a full 1,000 points, so we used every point available to us. Now, our first warband is going to be our High Clone Executor, who's going to be our Warlord, just because I love that supremacy ability he's got available to him. Now, he's going to have a couple of different upgrades. First of all, he's going to have the Disorientating Strikes, which is a cool ability available to the High Clone Executor. This is going to allow him to do some really cool things, where he's just going to get a bunch of sort of extra abilities and attacks, and he's going to have the Adaptive Evolution ability as well, which is really nice. Adaptive Evolution is going to allow him, when his character's command card is drawn from the command stack, you roll a d6, and on a score of 4+, you may increase the clash, volley, or resolve, or defense by +1 to a maximum of 5, which is really nice. So just a bunch of different sort of abilities he's got available to him. He's really just a solid, nice character to lead your force. Now, he's got the Vanguard clones and the Marksman clones as the 2 units in his warband. But where it really comes into it is we've got our Biomancer as our leader for our other warband. The Biomancer has got a couple of different abilities. He's first of all got Flesh Carver, which is really cool. This is going to allow him to get some extra sort of abilities and extra healing on your units, which is really nice. And then he's also got Harvest Essence, which is his Biomancy, where effectively when your units start to do, when this command card is drawn, the regiment acts that he's in, and for each wound inflicted with its clash or with impact hits, you roll a d6 and on a score of 4 or more, that regiment regains a wound. The character then takes its actions. This is really cool, and like I said before, you can combine this with like a catabolic node. So Harvest Essence, you can draw your next command card and then activate your unit, which is really, really cool. Your catabolic node would go off, explode, and then your Vanguard drones would attack, and then potentially healing lots of wounds, plus your Biomancer can then heal anything on top, and you can pretty much sort of not care about what you've lost and do a ton of damage to your opponent. Now, Force-grown drones in this unit, obviously we've got the catabolic node and the pheromonic node in the unit. We decided to grab an extra 3 of them, giving us a big block of 9 stands of Force-grown drones, just for a really hard to move unit. There's a lot of Force-grown drones here your opponent's going to have to try and take down. We've also put in the Abomination. It's just a great solid monster to have available that I really like. And then character-wise, we've got 1 light regiment for 2 characters, 2 medium regiments, and a heavy regiment in the army all together. A solid all-round force. I think you've got a lot of different things. You've got some really good heavy hitters. You've got some ranged ability. You've got some faster moving pieces. You've got a good sort of central unit in your force-grown drones with that Biomancer. Really solid Spires lift. If you've been playing with Spires in Conquest, let us know how you've been going down in the comments below. Well, that's the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the video's description to our Discord server. And lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so either via Patreon or YouTube members, and both of those are linked again down in the video's description. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, I'd like to give a shout out to them all. So a special thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shop First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Dynet226, and Derek. And a special shout out to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Shelf, Ariana Airwoods, and Sean Scott. Lastly, a special thanks first of all to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for our channel, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing Discord server background work for us. Thank you all for watching. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.